Welcome back to The Merge, the wrestling guide for Jiu-Jitsu. UFC Fight Night main event this past May, Rakić versus Blachowicz. Rakić is in on a shot, brings it up to a high single, and quickly finishes with this punch trip combo. All right, so first I want to go over how Rakić finished his high single leg, and then I want to go over, if you don't have that punch in initially like he had, how we can segue into that and right into a finish, okay? So he was in a single leg, and as he brought it up, his hands weren't connected up here in the high single in the armpit. His hands were still split, but this is fine. He was still getting height in the leg, right? All he was doing here was three things. He's closing the distance by getting closer to his opponent so he can sweep out and trim out this leg. He's raising up and kind of getting height and off-balancing his opponent. So he's kind of raising this. See, the more he raises it, that's going to start challenging this leg's balance. It's going to get his opponent hopping more, as you can see, and his leg actually comes off the mat where he gets the sweep out with the foot, right, to trip and get the takedown. So he's closing the distance, he's raising up, and as he raises up, he's going to trip and sweep out that leg. Okay, so all three at once now, stepping in, raising, sweeping. So now let's look at the single leg. If we don't already have that arm punched in, how we can punch that in, okay? So let's say I'm in the single leg, I come to a high single, and it's just in the armpit in general. My hands can be clasped. What I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna punch this arm in, okay? When I punch this arm in, my back leg's gonna take a step forward, just like the whole Rakić thing, right? I'm gonna step forward, close the distance, punch this in, get the same sweep. But, like I said, he was already here. We're not here right now. We're here. So I'm gonna punch this in, step with the back leg. When I step with the back leg, at the same time, I'm gonna raise him up, okay? Because, for example, this is a great technique to do when your opponent's way taller than you or lankier than you. Like my opponent right now, Alex, he's definitely lankier than me, he's taller than me, so it's gonna be very hard just to finish him right now, just by getting him hopping around trying to trip this, okay? His balance is barely challenged right now. I have to kind of raise it up higher, okay? So as I step in here without tripping him, look how his leg comes off the mat, right? It's like an uppercut. So I'm stepping and uppercutting up. Okay, once that leg raises off the ground, I'm gonna trip it out with this near leg here, okay? So I'm gonna step, close the distance, big uppercut, lift my hips and body up, foot comes up, trip it out. So another part I wanna address is the step in, okay? The reason I'm stepping with the back leg first is, stepping with the front leg isn't wrong, technically, but if I step with the front leg first, I eventually need to get weight off this leg to use it to trip out, right? So I'm gonna have to do like an extra step or two to, as I step in, look, let's say I step in with the front leg, it's like stepping in and switching legs to try and free up that leg, right? So I have to use the back leg first to step in. That's gonna keep this leg nice and light, get me closer, close the distance to trip out that leg. So one more time without the trip, stepping in, punching. See, once I step in and punch, that raises that leg up. Ready? Big height again, right? Step in, punch. All right, now we're gonna do the whole thing at once. Step in, uppercut punch, sweep with the front leg. Thanks for tuning back into The Merge. For more episodes, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and I'll see you guys next week.